Well, shit, didn't expect that to happen. So, you all seem to really like what I did last episode, considering it's probably the most successful episode I've had in a good long while. So, I'm just gonna do even more of it, but even more scatterbrained than usual. Mostly because I made this PowerPoint before I made the simple realization I could just make side videos of the other characters' stories while doing these main plot ones. I apologize. But I'm pretty scatterbrained anyway, so just chill out. So, without further ado, allow me to take you on another trip through my weird conscience. Don't ask. Let's see. Maybe just like a basic, really stupid one, to kind of portray what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, this works. Can I? Shit, I really like that arm. But it's fine, because we have the Flood Brothers here, based on the phrase Blood Brothers. Basically, these two would be involved in a story arc I like to call the family reunion plotline, where they basically collect their brothers and sisters and... Don't ask, I'm just gonna need a sec. So what I mean by you go into different areas and find their brothers and sisters until you build them up into one big family reunion, where you will get another character as sort of like a reward along the way. Completing each different segment of this story would give you different rewards, so it's not necessarily like necessary to finish the game. So if you just want to do like combat and that, you can, but you know, it rewards you for playing through the character stories and seeing what they have to offer. Anyway, I guess I should elaborate on their design a bit, but they're bonded together because, you know, the Blood Brothers bonded together, stuff like that. But wanted to give them very different personalities, so I made one of them more like green and, you know, nasty water with rocks sticking out. Their head was supposed to be shaped like a mohawk, but I'm not sure if that really comes across. And they have the semicircle eye. Well, the other one is a lot more chill with the regular water, blue, and the eye, and it looks like he's about to like, take a bow. Dramatic. Now, well, as much as I want to get into the rest of these characters in this episode, especially that last one, I'm a really big fan of him, I'm probably just gonna save them for the specific episode that I do on these guys' story, because, you know, this is a primary plot video. But first I want to talk about some of the baddies I've got going on, like these guys. I should probably elaborate on why there's a Rat King in the first area. But, you know, short answer, there's not. I just thought it would be appropriate to introduce all of these guys together, considering they're sort of like an evolution. The important one is this guy, the Rat Peasant. That's right, we're going medieval on this, with a sickle, because, you know, farmers were like the stereotypical peasant back in medieval times, and a weird tail mouth thing. I'm not sure if medieval farmers had that, but I'm too lazy to look it up, and it's not exactly my field of expertise. But I also like this eye. Like, for some reason, I really like how it turned out. What else? I know, why don't we talk about one of those family members I said I wouldn't talk about until the specific episode. Meh. This is Maggie. In fact, she's a volcano. And in fact, when you enter this area, the Flood Brothers mentioned that they have a family member in the area, but that you probably shouldn't annoy her because, you know, she's a literal volcano. Look at she has the hand doodle do what's. So I guess I'll just put these circles here. Now, while making this PowerPoint, of course, I did not realize I could just make side stories about the characters, so I'm kind of stuck on what to do next. Wait, stories? Yeah? Why are you talking about stories? Why don't you just continue the main plot story you established in the first episode? Right, I completely forgot I could do that. Now, why don't we check back in on Doe? How's Doe doing? Well, Doe's doing okay, I guess. For his first day in the apocalypse, being babied by an electric thing I still haven't, drawn yet, is, it's one of the better experiences you can have in an apocalyptic scenario. Teaching him all the controls, like WASD and WASD. Hey, look, a snake! So, being the friendly guy he is, don't ask, Doe jumps in to help the snake fight off, like, I don't know, a couple of zombies, which I still haven't drawn yet, so enjoy this. And after that, him and the snake get to talking. Her name is Medusa, who you met in the first episode, and to be honest, she's having a bit of a rough one. So, she spent a couple of... attempting to track down her godfriend, Gaia, hoping she was strong enough to fight off the infection, which I'm not giving you a broken character at the start of the game, so she didn't, and attacks Medusa, as one tends to do, with Medusa only escaping because of her sound powers, the screaming heads and all that. So now she's just been wandering around, wondering what to do next, so as a bunch of post-apocalyptic survivors would do, they team up. Because realistically, what else is there to do in this economy? They come across many an enemy in their travels, including these guys, the Nibbles, who honestly are just the punching bags of this world. They wander a bit until they track down the third and final part of our quartet. Yes, our quartet of 3 people, Rags. Now, Rags is also having a bit of he's having more of a bad week, honestly. And I'm actually pretty proud of this story because I came up with it on the spot while making this PowerPoint, so enjoy. So there was this evil guy who was evil and had a lot of enemies because, that as being evil tends to do. So he created a voodoo doll of one of his greatest enemies to, do voodoo things with. But the stupid idiot neglected to do research on why people don't do voodoo dolls anymore. And no, it's not because it's morally incorrect. This is humans we're talking about. It turns out bonding one's soul to an object would cause that object to, take on the personality of one's soul, as bonding one's soul to someone else's soul tends to do, I know from experience. And so after the person with the soul died of mysterious circumstances, hey, where are my fingers? There they are. Mysterious circumstances. The doll got kind of mad at the creator, as one would if they used them to kill the person they took after, I guess. So he cast a spell that would become eventually crucial in his kit, where he basically becomes the guy's voodoo doll for a little bit, and politely and peacefully puts him to sleep. Quickly. So, really not having much better to do, Rags, Medusa, and Doe team up. Now, I don't really have anything else planned for this stage since it's more of a tutorial and not a tutorial just because I'm lazy. So I'm just going to introduce some of the characters that they meet in this stage, and by that I mean the 3 characters they meet in this stage because it's a tutorial stage. We have the pirate, these weird water guys you've probably never heard of, and this hand. Can you tell which one I came up with one night without any ideas? Now, I know you may be disappointed that this is a tutorial stage, but there's not really much to look at anyway. The area is barren and doesn't really look like many people visited even before, the whole apocalypse happened. So, not really much of a loss, don't worry about it. But you know what comes at the end of a tutorial stage? A tutorial boss. That's right, in the next episode we're going head to head with our first god, Grumble, who, is still blacked out because no spoilers. He's let himself go in his old age, but will he still be able to take on our characters? I don't know, you'll have to find out next episode, but until then... Bye.